Hello, guys. Welcome. Say hello as you are popping on. All right, I just got the notification on my part. Hello. Welcome to Saturday School. Say hello as you're popping on. We are getting ready to get things started. So today I'm going to break down my $10,000 a month, and really it's more like 5-figure a month, digital marketing plan that anyone can copy. So I am going to take my time. I am going to break things down in the live chat. If you have any questions over anything I'm going to share, please feel free to ask. Definitely stay to the end, like really hang. Not only are you going to get amazing instruction, and I'll talk about that in just a moment, but you're going to get amazing instruction. You're going to realize how simple this can really be if you will allow it to be simple. But also at the end, I am going to share two very timely opportunities with you in terms of it's for action takers, it's for go-getters, it's for those that want to decrease their learning curve, that want to step into a place of like really putting all of this together, as well as getting access to mentorship to help you on this journey so that you don't have to navigate it all by yourself. All right, instruction and courses and digital products are amazing, but there's nothing like having someone in your corner willing to answer your questions, provide guidance, give feedback, and just to have that sounding board there. Because as you're going through this journey, right, you're going to have questions, you're going to want guidance, you're going to want the feedback, you're going to want that sounding board, right? And what I'm discovering for so many people, they do not want to navigate this all by themselves. So I'm just going to silence my phone real quickly, and then we're going to dive in. All right. Oh, my notes would be helpful. So hello again. It's your girl, Steph Perez, and welcome to Saturday School. Again, pop in, say hello in the live chat. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. So first up, all right, I am actually breaking down my digital marketing plan that anyone can follow. And I think it's so important that I keep repeating that with everything that I do. Like literally everything that I share it because I want people to know this is what is working. This is what I do. None of this is theory. None of this is stuff that I read. None of this is, oh, it might be a good idea. I only can share things that have been relevant to my own journey, that I know to be true, that I know I get results from, and that I know that if anyone else were to model it, copy it, and really internalize the information, make it their own, and move from a place of information into a place of like, I know this will work for me. It's impossible to fail. Like if you can adapt that mindset and that attitude, I think the attitude is more important than anything. An attitude of it's impossible to fail. Right? I'm telling you, you can win. That's why I use words like anyone. That is why I'm not shy to share my results. I make no income claims because I don't know what you can do. I don't know. Actually, I know what you can do, but I don't know what you will do. However, I know that when I was first getting started, I took to heart messages that I knew if I did, they would work for me. I internalized the information. I never took things as it would be nice if, or it must be nice for you, or, well, of course you're having success because you're XYZ. The reason I had such fast success and quick success early on, like 28 sales in my first 30 days, my very first sale 3 days after being online, is because I wholeheartedly believe what I heard other people talking about and what I saw other people do. And I write this down. I think this is bigger than anything, is I allowed what worked on me. So the very messages that worked on me, I decided to get out there and replicate that style of marketing. Like that was the very, very first order of business for me outside of learning, right, was to get out there and begin to replicate what already worked on me, because I felt like if it could work on me and get my attention, right, that if I did those things in my business, that they would work for me and prove positive, right? They absolutely did. And over my almost 17 years online, it's never failed me. Now, please write this one down. The one thing that always has failed me is whenever I take my foot off the gas, whenever I have an element of disbelief, whenever I veer away from the proven plan, the proven path. That's when things have actually failed me. Right? So like, I really want you to think about that, because believe it or not, we make things harder on ourselves. It's never I made a bad investment. No, you likely did not follow through. You likely did not see it through. Like, you likely did not do your part to get out of whatever you invested in, because information does not fail. Right? Information does not fail. It's like saying you go to university, right? And you get out and you're like, I can't get a job, or the information I learned didn't work for me. No, boo-boo, like, you didn't apply it. And so you've got to understand all of this is information, right? Whether it's free information you're picking up on YouTube. And I hope that in all of your pursuits of learning this stuff, that you're only listening to people where you honestly can say, like, you're like, I can tell they walk the walk. That's me. Right? Like, and I can tell when someone doesn't walk the walk. There's no footprints. They're talking loud, but when I go out there and do my research, I can't see the footprints. I can't see anything backing what they say they've done, they're doing, right? Like, it doesn't add up. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube. Please understand this. A lot of videos on YouTube that are only there to collect AdSense. Therefore, you have a lot of people talking about very popular topics and very popular subjects from an informational knowledge standpoint, but not from a standpoint of, like, this is my journey, model my journey, do what I did, and you'll get what I get. They're regurgitating books. They're regurgitating things that they've heard, right? And because it's very popular, they go out there and they end up racking up a bunch of money with AdSense. But if you were to ever look, they're never selling anything themselves. They're never saying, hey, here's my course. Here's my digital product. Get access to my mentorship. They don't want you to have that kind of proximity, because then it would prove they don't know what they're talking about, that all they're doing is just basically sharing information. And it's sad that that's the reality, but that's also the freedom that each and every one of us has in terms of how we decide to run our businesses. I just so happen to be the person where I want to share my journey, and I want other people to latch on to what is working for me. I want people to believe what I'm saying. I want to be an example, right? And so, y'all, I'm literally showing up, right, to help you win. Literally showing up to help each and every one of you guys win. Hello, you guys, Arnice, Tony, Veronica, Shirley, welcome, guys. And hello to anyone else that might be out there live with us right now. All right. So I want you to know, number one, that you can 100% get started and decide to change the direction of your life if you will take to heart. And here's the bigger part, take it personal. Take to heart and take it personal, as if you were the only one that I was speaking to, and that these instructions were only meant for you. Like, I prepared them for you, specifically for you. If that is how you can start receiving information, I am telling you, all right, you can change your life, because that instantly puts you into a place of, if I do this, I will win. If I do this, I will succeed. When you leave no opposition, right, of this can't work for me, it is amazing what you can accomplish. All right. So I want you to know, like, you can get started and you can decide and, in fact, change the direction of your life, whether it be the amount of money coming in, right? The effects that the amount of money coming in has on your bank account, whether the amount of money coming in has an impact on what you're able to do with your job, maybe cut back hours, maybe just start stacking your cash as you're working your 9-to-5 job. Right? But for each and every one of us, changing our life could look different. But I want you to know it's possible. It's possible through this wonderful world of digital marketing, right? And I'm sharing the plan with you. You guys, the idea around creating a business to change your life, I don't know about you, but even when I say it just now, right? When I wrote it down, or should I say typed it out, like, my heart just felt this kind of way. Not an idea of, I'm starting a business and I hope that I'll make some money. I'm starting a business and I hope this works for me. If I could tell you that I think almost every person that had that attitude of, I hope it works for me, or they approached it with an inkling of doubt, right, or disbelief, I want to say almost everyone I know never saw it through, right, which we could equate that to failure. You don't want that. You don't want that. So the whole idea of like, wow, like I'm investing into myself. I'm buying this digital marketing course because I believe like what is in this is going to make me better. And if I can just get better, if I can just understand how to use the internet as a place of business, if I could just learn, right, gain some understanding around how to use YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, email marketing, right, building my own funnels, learning on, if I could just get an inkling around those things, then I know that I can go out there and forge my own way. I know that I can go out there, right, and really begin to do this thing. Right, you approach it from a standpoint of like, I'm getting ready to change my life. Like I'm getting ready to make this my new way of life. I'm going to be like XYZ. And I don't want to insert myself there, but I know that when I was getting started, those were my thoughts. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be like Dennis Carcanelia. He was one of my mentors early on. He's no longer in the game, but he was one of my mentors. And I just always had this belief of, not if they could do it, not if he could do it, not if she could do it, I could do it too. I quickly realized that it was about if I'm willing to do what they do. Like if I'm willing to show up the way they show up, if I'm willing to create the content, right, then I can change my life. Like this can become my new way of life too. Like I could get paid, right, for creating content and selling things. I quickly understood that when I was first getting started. There was no disbelief because I knew that I was making this my new way of life. And I already came to the conclusion, it didn't matter what I had to learn. It didn't matter what I had to overcome. It didn't matter what obstacles came my way. It didn't matter what hurdles I had to jump through. It didn't matter, what I had to invest in so that I could get better. It didn't matter, right? I'd already made my mind up that this was going to be my new way of life. It was never something that I was dipping my toe in the water over. And I will always repeat these things because there are people that both are already in the game, and because you're not fully locked in, like you're not sold on this, right? It likely might be the reason why you're not out there in a prolific way running your business, right? And for those on the outside looking in, oftentimes, and this week was a weird week, right? Where it's like I got more emails than usual. And it's like, I'm like, there were emails where it's like in some instances I could reply no more to it because it's like until the person can break through to the fact I just got to get started. And oftentimes I can read in emails that the people aren't ready just by what they would say, right? And oftentimes that happens sometimes, right? People just aren't ready, right? But when you come into this, again, and your whole idea is, like I keep posting in my YouTube community, 6 months from now, like literally, you could be so glad that you started today. And I know that 6 month like milestone or that 6 month timestamp, I know how real that is because that's what I did in less than 6 months. Came into the year one way, right? And again, already to a place where I'm like, this is going to be an incredible year. Month 4. That's what I was already knowing. Like I literally quantumed, right? I made a quantum change in my personal revenue, in my personal bank account, where it's like literally on a daily basis, I'm like, is this real? Is this really happening? And why did it take me so long? So if each and every one of you really, really believed, okay, and I want you to write this down and I want you to really ponder on it at some point, right, for yourself. This weekend, hopefully, if I really believed that I could change my financial situation over the next 6 months, like what would stop me from going ham today moving forward for the accomplishment of that? Because believe it or not, the only time we don't take in information and immediately take action on it is because there is that little inkling, right, of disbelief. Can I do it? You can fully do it. Guess what? From a level of investing is it's a thing that has to be done, period. Like you don't invest out of a place of fear. You're like, no, like getting this $500 course, like it's what has to be done. Like it's just a step. It's not even a risk. It's not even a gamble. It's not even any kind of feeling. Yeah, I just said a whole mouthful there. Like it's just the step. Imagine a year ago when I wanted to make a pivot in my business. If I was like hemming and hawing for months and months and months and months over something as small as $500. Imagine how that could have impacted where I am now. What if I would have never made the decision? What if I allowed myself to really believe it was about the inability or the unavailability of $500 being there for me? Like, what if all of the scenarios and all the stories we hear people saying, like, what if? That's scary to me. That's scary that something that insignificant and that small, right, could have me at the same place I was last year. Y'all, someone say mic drop, someone say eye-opening. Because when we really think about things like that, right, like those are those nudges where we're like, nah, I gotta do something, right? Like I've gotta take this because like Steph said, it's nothing more than just the required step to get me on board or on the path of accomplishing what I want. Like that's all that it is. And anytime we can recognize that's all that it is, it minimizes the fact that we have to do it. Guys, that's huge when you take it to heart and you take it personal and you're like, yeah, that's all that it is. What's stopping me? If you've already made such investment and you realize the only thing separating me from the results that Steph may have and the results that I desire is, no, I'm not creating content like she is, right? I gave up at some point. I stopped creating content. I'm not doing videos. I'm not going live. And it's not YouTube, right? I'm not doing what I got to do on Instagram. Like I'm just not as prolific. Let's just go with that because it can be used on any platform. Isn't it crazy to think like that's the only thing? And if you just simply said, if I can just, because there are even people that already like are equipped, meaning they already own the course or they already own the instructions and they're just not taking action. They're just not doing, right? They keep making excuses. They're getting ready to get ready. Someone needed to hear that. They're getting ready to get ready. They're prepping for the preparation. That's just not what changes our financial situation in 6 months. That's just not the play. So like, what if at any time you just looked and you said, well, the difference is just this, and you don't make it bigger than what it needs to be. It's just that. You guys, these were the small things where when I got started, it allowed me to go out there and do so well so fast. Is because for me, it was non-negotiable to do what I saw others doing. I didn't try to skirt around it being easier, right? I didn't say, well, I'm not a white female. There was hardly anyone that looked like me when I got started. There were no real examples of women of color winning online at that time. So I had to get over a lot of fears, a lot of isms and schisms, right? I had to stop pretending and eventually drop into a space of being authentic, right? I had to fight through the comments that were just so nasty and so negative. People's perceptions that, oh, the way that she talks, she's trying to be someone other than she's like so many things. Y'all are afraid of so many things. And I had comments over, oh my God, could her forehead get any bigger? Can I just be real with you guys today? Because I really do believe that sometimes we think that people just had it easier. No, for me, it was just the thing I had to do. It was just the things I had to overcome. Right? Those were the things I had to battle through, where again, I couldn't wish for it to be easier. I couldn't wish for the negative comments to stop. I couldn't wish for the negative perceptions to stop. I just had to get better. I just had to get bigger. I just had to keep pressing on. So for some of y'all that are already in my world, because Saturday school is for everybody, that might give you a little inkling into why my tough love is as what it is. Because any excuse you could have, I've likely fought through it at some point in my journey to be where I am today. So it's not ever that people that have, taken action, gotten results don't understand. In most instances is it didn't matter that much. Whatever they had to go through just didn't matter that much. Whatever negativity, it just didn't matter that much. Whatever fears, right, might have been there, it just didn't matter that much. So if it didn't matter that much to us, how can I allow it to matter to me and to pander anyone more than I pandered myself when I had to go through certain things? I'm just not going to do it. Veronica doesn't get better if I pander to her, right? If I stroke her fears, she does not get better. No one gets better by someone making us feel okay for allowing our limitations to be bigger than the outcomes that we want. No one's made better that way. So again, you guys, I share things like this. And again, I didn't mean to go this deep. However, there were some of y'all, whether on the outside looking in, processing, researching, re-researching, rehashing, rethinking, all the re's you could be doing. It's not in the steps for why you're not successful. It's battling through a lot of these things that you just have not been willing to battle through. And for those that are already in, right, you've just been maybe processing too much, sitting there too much, not doing as much. And I can honestly tell you, every single person that I personally know that I've helped to win, like I actually had a hand in them winning and learning and growing, huge difference in their actions and their mindset and their attitude than people that just take forever to make decisions, that just take forever to move. So we all can have the steps, but until we begin to take this stuff to heart, take it personal, and realize these are the steps I must take, nothing else is going to move for us. Nothing else is going to move. We've got to minimize, right, what it takes, meaning it's just got to be, that's just what I got to do to get what it is that I want. Because the promise I can make you, and then I'll move into these steps, but I believe someone's getting so much out of this right now. The promise I can make you is that when things start to pop off and you realize how good it can be, and you realize, wow, it's actually a bit easier. Steph was right about waking up to sales. Steph was right about, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 days without even having to speak to anyone. Like I said, this week, y'all, I'll share a bit. I don't want to get off track. But you'll realize, wow, like the things I had to go through were small compared to the reward. And that you would do it all over again, just maybe faster, if you knew that that could actually be your outcome. So I want you guys to write down, right? Like whatever the outcome you desire, whether it's $10,000 months, 5-figure months, 6-figure a month business. That's my goal. Is everything I'm doing right now, right? It's the steady race to 6-figure months, right? 6-figure months. And there's nothing in me that says, Steph, like you're out of your minds. You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. There's nothing in me that says that's out of reach. It's unattainable, because it doesn't matter what things look like to me. All signs for me lead to that, because this is a journey. Even 6-figure months, that's not even a destination for me. It's just something big that I want. Like I can admit it's what I want. I want to prove to myself that I can actually build and grow that. Do I need 6-figure months? No, I don't need it. But in this instance, it's something I want to prove to myself, that I can impact enough people's lives, that I can help enough people win, that I can inspire enough people, that I can build the business I want to build and leave the mark and the impact that I want to leave. And that financial reward just so happens to be the natural byproduct. Because that's what that will mean to me is, wow, Steph, like you touch so many people's lives. to be able to have that kind of income for yourself. But there's nothing in me that says that is unattainable. There's nothing in me, right, that is in opposition with that. So I want you to think about, like, whatever that thing is that you want. Like, why do you want to learn digital marketing? Why do you want to sell a digital product? Why are you looking into maybe master resale, right? Digital products or digital marketing courses right now? What is it that you want? And if you knew there was nothing stopping you from obtaining that goal, what would you begin doing differently starting today? What would you begin doing differently starting today? Because the only reason we don't do is because there's some element of it's not going to happen anyways. There's some element of disbelief. That's why people stop. That's why people give up. That's why they switch directions. There's some level of disbelief. It's not going to work anyway. When you can get rid of that and you're like, yeah, like, I'm let's just say that you're, over 50. I'm 50, right? I attract a lot of people over 50. And right now the common denominator is like, I just didn't do what I had to do for retirement. So if you were certain that this is my retirement plan, right? Like, this is going to help me develop skills that I need to be able to make all the money that I need to make so that I can eat and survive and thrive during my retirement years. Like, if you knew that to be certain and you're like, there's no way I'm going to fail at this, because, like, even if you were to rationalize, like, if I fail, I couldn't eat. Like, even if it's the fear of not eating, and when I mean eating, I mean that very general, right? Power, lights, gas, whatever you need. If just the sheer fear of, I won't be able to eat if I don't get my act together, what would you do differently? Like, what would you do differently? And I don't wish a back against the wall moment for anyone. But sometimes, believe it or not, mindset wise, we can create it. We can create it. And without boring you too much, that's honestly what drove me to what you guys see me experiencing and talking about now. And some of y'all that have been rocking with me for a while, you've heard me share this story, and I'll keep it brief, but I think it will help someone. And that's all that I care about. I have to remind myself right now, that's all that I care about. I don't care about the time. I don't care about people that are like, this is not what I'm here for. Then pop off. Go do something more meaningful then. But I know there are people that need to hear this and whose lives will change because their approach to business will change based upon this. We're going to get to the steps, I promise you. But I remember I was still 49 years old, right? I was still like right in the middle of this pivot. We had just downsized, right, from a 4-bedroom house because our kids had, empty nesters now, right? We moved into a 2-bedroom apartment. Because again, in the next year, when our daughter goes to law school, because she's back at home now, right? When she goes to law school, now we're going to move into our forever home. There's a lot of planning going on, right? But there was something about making that transition. I did not even mean to share it this deep, y'all, but it just came out that I felt like I lost. I felt like making a decision, like the decision we had to make, like I felt like it was a downgrade. Like I really felt like it was a money thing when it wasn't a money thing in that way. Now, while I wasn't where I wanted to be in business, where a lot of y'all have heard me share that story, the pivot brought a whole nother cluster of, things. But then I remember one day my husband asked me what was wrong. And I just told him, I said, I'm going to be 50. And sometimes I look at my life and I'm like, well, what have I done? What is it all about? And he was like, I get it. And this is one of those instances where I'm so thankful that I didn't tell him nothing. You know how we can be as women, right? Nothing's wrong. I'm so thankful that I just fessed up that this is what's wrong. Like, I just feel worthless. I feel like, what in the world's going on and why? And he said, I get it. He's like, but there's 2 ways that you could approach this. You can look at this as that's just where I'm supposed to be in life right now. And believe it or not, that is biblical, right? Ecclesiastes talks about that. right? Like you could just chalk it up to like, this is just where I'm supposed to be. He said, or you could look at it as your choices and your actions. And when he said that, it immediately, like when I say immediately, resonated. And I said that I'm not going to concede to this is just where I'm supposed to be, because then that's saying that I have zero control. And so from that moment on, and people like Veronica will tell you, I started talking about this in my mentorships and stuff. Immediately, I started looking at better choices, better actions. And that's literally when everything turned around, right? That's when my YouTube channel began to turn around, because again, I was making better choices. I think that's really when it kicked in, right? How important this course was to me, because I was like, better choices. Well, heck, I'm not even diving into the course the way that I could be. I was still very much so relying upon the knowledge that I had acquired all of these years being online. But clearly, that still had me at a place in my life where I didn't like what was happening. I didn't like the business that was up and down, feast and famine, like the majority of people experience, if I'm being very honest with you. If that's part of business, online, offline, it don't matter. It's part of business. Some people's ups are just way more ups, and some people's downs are way more downs. And so when I started making better choices and better actions, everything turned around. So I allowed that conversation and the way that I was feeling to be my back against the wall moment. But for the believers out there, the one thing I did do is I repented. And I said, God, clearly you have me in this season for a reason. And how dare I believe this is a bad thing? How dare I believe any of this is bad? And I know with everything in me, and I know someone needs to hear this, because some of y'all are looking at your situation, what you feel like you don't have, how small things are, how whatever. And you're not realizing like that's exactly where you need to be right now, right? To push you forward. Like you need to feel like I can't go any further back. Like I can't go any further down. Right? So I just got to make the choices, and I got to make the decision. I got to take the actions that are going to propel me forward. Right? I just got to bite down, right? And I got to drive forward. And so even though it wasn't a truly back against the wall time for me, I created that in my life. Like I created that from here moving forward, it's all about our future. It's all about our forever house, right? It's all about. And right around that time, I remember having a conversation. We were driving around, right, in our older expedition, and we were talking. It's been paid off for years, right? And I remember and it just dawned on me. And I said, who's to say that when it's time to buy our next car, we're not going to pay cash for it? All I know is that's exactly what I'm seeing looking at in our parking lot. There's a car we paid cash for. No financing, title, right? 2024. And so I'm just reminded so often that my thoughts, my attitude, my choices, it all stemmed from a big decision that I made on one day, that I'm just going to be responsible, right? Then I'm just going to be responsible. And everything from there changed moving forward. No doubt, no worry, no confusion. Certain in the fact of how I'm moving forward. So y'all just know that when I bring the goods of what I share, it's because I really believe that I'm presenting people with the information to decide to create a business that can change your life. I'm not doing it for any other reason. That's why I'm not ashamed to share my results. I'm not ashamed. I'm not afraid to share my results. I'm not ashamed to share, right, things that have framed me to get here. I'm going to share one more thing, because there might be naysayers in your life that have you believing you can't accomplish more, or that are holding on to the old way. Veronica used to be, our niece used to be, Shirley used to be, Tony used to be, right? That's common. Sometimes it's really, really hard to shake that. No, Tony's different. Tony's changing. No, Veronica's different. Veronica's changing. And when people around us don't believe it, and they even say it, sometimes we begin to take it on as like, yeah, they're right. For 20 years, I've been a flake, right? For 20 years, I've been the person that talks loud and does nothing. But during that time that I just spoke about, I reached out to my mom. Again, the pivot was rough on me, right? And I remember, right? She helped me with something. And then she said months later, she's like, don't worry about paying it back. Just put it in your savings. Like, just keep it. Just keep it. And I remember when she said that, I texted her and I said, wow, what a blessing, right? And I'm going to send you a screenshot when I have it saved. Y'all, within 4 months of all that happening, I had more than 10 times that in my account. More than 10 times that in my account. And believe it or not, if I have the text message and everything, the response my mom sent me back when I told her I would screenshot it when I had that just in my account, it was disbelief. It was like a yeah, right type response. But do you know what? My immediate response to that, like in my head, was I get it. Like, I get it. I've been irresponsible. Like, I've been that person that says something and doesn't do it. Like, I get why she would say that. But in my mind, I said, but I'm going to prove her wrong. And I never responded to her. I just said, I'm going to prove her wrong. Right? Again, same mom, right? Months prior, when she knew things weren't where I wanted to be, who told me that I might want to get a real job. She joked around it, but I took it to heart. It's like I told my husband, I said, but conversations like that, those were my wake-up calls. Those were wake-up calls that clearly what I was doing, and like it wasn't believable for people around me. Those things made me better because I'm like, that's not the way I want to be seen. That's not the way I want my business to be viewed. I want my business to be an asset and to be a blessing. And so again, I used all of those to create like back against the wall moments where I'm like, my mom will never be able to say, get a real business again or get a real job again, right? I'll never, right, have to rely upon her, helping me out or just saying, I helped you out, don't worry about it. And to look up and I'm like, I'm more than 10 times what she gave me. And I never sent her a screenshot, but every day I give praise that like, wow, by simply making a decision and writing those choices and those actions, things have been able to change. Y'all, and I just don't believe any of y'all could really be going through anything like maybe that dire. Maybe you are, right? And all I can tell you is over the years, I've been through so much more than that. And I'm telling you, you can get through it all. It all just happens with the decision to choose that we're not going further back from here. We're not going lower than this. Like, this is it, right? This is it. And believe it or not, everyone does have those thresholds. I was listening to a lady I looked up to for many years. She's like a money mindset coach. And she says, everyone has those thresholds where for some of us, it's like, I'll get 2 eviction notices. These are her exact words, right? I'll get 2 eviction notices, but I'll never get evicted, right? I'll get that red shut-off notice. Y'all all know that red shut-off notice, right? That's when the bills really due. Go ahead and laugh because I'm sure people have been there, right? The bill's not really due until you get that. You have 3 days to pay. You're like, oh, now that this bill is good and ready, right? I must pay it now, right? Like you'll get those notices, right? But your electricity, your gas, whatever you have will never get shut off, right? You'll get that repo notice, but your car will never get repoed, right? You might drop down to $1 in your account, but for whatever reason, like you never drop below. I just blew some of y'all's mind because believe it or not, without even knowing, by default, we all do have those lows where it's like things will get this bad, but it will never truly be taken from me. Or trust me on this. When she said that, I thought about so many things in my life where I'm like, gosh, what horrible thinking to allow myself, right, to believe, oh, a red notice was okay when I had the ability to pay. Mindsets of being broke, mindsets of not having money. How can I ever get ahead, right? If again, those are always my lows. And so again, last year, that's why I'm like, nope, nothing's going lower. Nothing's going further back. For me and my business, everything was all up. But I knew if I took care of that, right, finances, everything that spawns from my business, right, would be okay. Would be okay. I really hope like that rant, that riff, right, could help someone. And again, the reason I gave myself the permission to share is because, believe it or not, it was stories like that many, many years ago that allowed me to see that the people I looked up to, that beyond their incredible ability to make money online, that they were human and that they went through things. They had opposition, right? They had friction. And the only thing that separated them for those that gave up or never got started is the fact that they were making a decision to make it their new way of life or to get through it. There was some decision that allowed them to stick through long enough to see through, their ultimate goals. So I really do hope that this could help someone that just might have needed to hear something other than, right, the steps. Because you likely have heard the steps enough, but there's something in you that just won't allow you to do them. That just won't allow you to do them. When you get to that point where you can do them, things change. All right, so as you can tell, I'm going to go through my steps now. Number one, y'all, belief has to be paramount. And I'm just not going to beat that up anymore. I didn't mean to share all of that, but I think I just proved my point, how belief has to be paramount. You cannot stop someone with a made up mind over a matter. You cannot be stopped, right? Veronica, you can't be stopped once you made your mind up. All right, Arnice, you cannot be stopped once you make your mind up. Now, I'm not doubting any of y'all that you haven't made your mind up, but just know you cannot be stopped once you make your mind up. All right, this has to be you, this mindset, right? It has to be you, right? And it's just like I shared, I earned what I earned because of this, as you can tell. I hope that I proved I'm more human, I'm more like you, I'm more like everyone else out there than you may have believed. But this little thing right here, this belief is paramount, as you can tell. It's an attitude that I bring to the plate. It's an attitude. Okay. Let's talk about what is digital marketing, right? So now we're talking about, here's my 10K a month, right? And just call it 5-figure a month plan, right? That anyone can copy. So first off, we've got to get an understanding around what digital marketing really is. So you understand like what this work is that you're going to be doing. Digital marketing is nothing more than brand. So Veronica becomes a brand. Victory becomes a brand. Spiritual Dude becomes a brand, right? Arnice becomes a brand. Shirley becomes a brand. Tony becomes a brand. You become a brand when you decide to come online and learn how to start making money and selling things. So it's the ability for us, and even big name brands like Macy's and Bath and Body Works and Starbucks and whatever. It's brands using the internet, the digital space, as a way to connect. I'm saying this slow because you got to see it. Here we are as brands, Arnice, Tony, Steph, Spiritual Dude, Victory. This is us over here as brands. This big empty space here is the internet, right? All the digital spaces, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, blogs, okay? All of this is the internet. And these are the people that are out there. These are the 5 million that hang out on social media every day. This is the 2.7, billion. This is the 5 billion that hang out on social media. This is the 2.7 billion that hang out on YouTube. They're over here, all right? So it's our ability to learn how to use this space here to connect us, okay? You as a brand, you're here already with the desire. The most optimistic thing about this equation is that the people are already here. It's not your action that produces them. They're already here. It's your ability to learn digital marketing that closes that gaps and connects you. When you realize that's all that digital marketing is. So my ability to learn digital marketing skills and how to use this space allowed Veronica to become aware of me, allowed Victory to become aware of me, allowed our niece to become aware of me, allowed Tony to become aware of me, allowed you to become aware of me. I don't learn how to use these digital properties. You're always here. Your buyers are always here. Because remember, they're always your buyer. It's up to you to call them in. Some of y'all should be running to get started right now. Your buyers are already out there. Your buyers are already here. You're already here, and all your indecisiveness and I don't know. And all you got to do is learn how to use the digital space to connect, to call in Veronica, to call in Arnice. Every piece of thing you do, every piece of content, every video, every reel, every TikTok, every post, any ads you run, the emails you send, every time you do those things, right? You throw a net out, you throw a line out there or a net out there, right? That gets Veronica's attention and allows you guys to connect. gets our niece's attention and allows you guys to connect. Do you see how, like this in breaking it down? I don't want to say concept, but there's nothing hard about that, right? When you think about it, outside of Steph, I'm here, my customers are already here, but they just don't know I exist. So the thing that's stopping me is learning this, learning how to use YouTube, learning how to create content, learning how to use Instagram and how to create content on Instagram, right? Learning how to set up a blog, learning how to set up a money getting system, learning how to use TikTok, learning how to use, Pinterest, whatever you want to do. It's learning those things. So now let's step back for a moment. Is anyone here really going to allow that to be the reason you don't go get your customers that are already out there? Like they're here. They're already here. Watching reels, watching videos, clicking on stuff, liking stuff, trying to free 99 their way into their transformation when you could have a whole solution that they will buy. That's what digital marketing is. And because courses like the one I sell, like the courses like the one you have the opportunity to sell, it's simplified. Veronica learning digital marketing, our niece learning digital marketing, Shirley learning digital marketing, Tony learning digital marketing. It's simplified, right? Learning how to become a brand, use the digital spaces to draw your customers to you. Let me know if I've made that clear. Like, do you have a better understanding of the importance of digital marketing and how in the instance of what I sell, a $500 investment, drop in the bucket, right? To get you what it is that you want. So I built a 5-figure a month business because that's what I've done. Do you think it was worth the $500 investment to refine my skills, to get better, to help me build this up? Absolutely. Now, what about that goal that you wrote down? If we know that's what's stopping you right now, doesn't it make sense to decide, you know what, I'm going to become a digital marketer? No matter what you want to sell, you've got to learn how to use this space because your people are already out there. Number 3. Right? Because again, I'm sharing with you guys what I do, how I do it, but you got to get an understanding around these things because some of y'all haven't moved because you're like, I don't understand digital marketing. I hope that I just gave you cliff notes on it. There are people in schools right now spending 6 figures a year to learn how to use the interwebs for business. We're helping people invest $500 to learn. And you have ladies, men that are out there earning 6 figures within 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, building 5-figure businesses within months because courses like this simplify it. Where someone can spend a week going through the course and be completely set up, ready to begin making money, right? And have a knowledge around what it takes, can begin taking steps and then going back into the course to learn more and hone more and refine more and master more, without having to invest any more money. Now, the other element of my business, right, that's played a huge role in my success, okay, is master resale rights. So what is master resale rights? Master resale rights is not anything new. It's been around forever. Since I came online in 2007, it was already a thing. Master resale rights is the ability to purchase a product and to also have a license to sell that product as your own. And it also gives you the license to be able to give your customers that license as well, to extend that license. Okay, it's unique in the way where you sell the product, you get the license, and the license can keep being moved on or transferred to or sold to, right, the next buyer. The reason why this was so stinking appealing to me is that I love the make money online space, but I was unavailable to sell janky business opportunities any longer. And I wanted the element of ownership and control. And what I loved about this particular Master Resale Rights digital marketing course, which was the first one, right? Before any other ones were conceived. The other ones were conceived because of this course. Is that this one gives us the ability to download the course so that no one can ever take away my opportunity. And so the main thing that really stood out to me when I first got started was I get to help people with the information they need to make money online. Because I know that people come online, they seek opportunities, but they invest into vehicles, but they don't know what to do, right? They don't know how to use that space to connect their new brand with buyers that are out there. So they constantly struggle and they spend a lot of time investing and reinvesting into stuff, but their skills never get better. Let me know if I'm preaching. Let me know if I'm helping you here. So for me, I've always been an advocate and a teacher, a coach, a mentor of digital marketing. I am a digital marketer. So when I saw this, I was like, wait a second. I can not only now make sure people have what they need to learn these skills and to get people set up, and I can talk about what I love and what I'm an authority in, but you're telling me I can give people an opportunity where if they don't know what to sell, or maybe they're very opportunity driven like I am, that they can have a ready-made digital product that they can begin selling? Oh, say less. It just made so much sense. I'm selling something sexy, y'all, because write this down. Opportunity is sexy. No matter who you are, we're all searching for opportunity. Having to learn what to do just so happens to be a stumbling block for a lot of people. So I felt like I was killing two birds with one stone by allowing people to purchase the training that everyone needs to know in order to make money online. And I know that from my experience. And then I was also able to say, hey, Veronica, when you go through this course, if you don't know, if you don't have a digital product idea, if you don't know what you want to sell, if you don't have a business idea, right, and you love what I do and you love the idea of helping other people learn these skills, we have a ready-made digital product you can begin selling and earning $500 every time you sell it. And we'll even help you get it set up. That to me was so doggone appealing, right? So that's what Master Resale Rights essentially gives you, is the ability to be able to sell information, right, that your ideal buyers want, and then also to tell them, and if you want, this can also be an additional income stream, or it can be your first income stream, which is exactly how I got started and made all of my sales when I first got started online. It allows you to be able to get started fast, all right? So that's what Master Resale Rights are, all right? So PLR products, I sell domain names, PLR products. Yeah, fantastic. I hope you're doing well, right? That's awesome. And so just like anyone, we could sell these things, but if we're not making all the money, if we're not getting all the customers that we desire, it means our digital marketing skills aren't up enough, right? Remember, making money is a skill. We're not making money and we're really trying. It means there is a skill deficit, right? We got to work on our skills so that when we do something, it produces a result. That's what we're looking for, right? Is to learn these digital marketing skills so that when we do something online, it builds our email list, right? And it helps us make sales. If that's not happening, let me clue y'all in on something. It's not the opportunity, right? It may or may not be what you're selling, but I've sold crap and made 6 figures a year, right? Because I had some things figured out and my skills were on point. And even though it was crap, believe it or not, there were people out there that wanted to buy the crap. And so my digital marketing skills allowed me to connect with people, right, that wanted to buy the crap. And that's just what it was then. At that time, I didn't see it as crap. So it's almost like you can sell anything if you have the skills, all right? It's really, really important. Now, why also Master Resale Rights? All right. So you really hear my why behind it, right? I know I sell something incredibly dope and I give people the opportunity to learn and I give people the opportunity to earn. I feel like I have the best thing since sliced bread and no one can ever take away my business because I own the course. No one can ever, and you'll see why that's so important in just a moment. All right. So with Master Resale Rights also, okay, 5 things, write these things down. Low cost of entry, So like even with my course, $500 is the cost of entry to learn and to also have an opportunity to sell a digital product that's ready made. That is a low cost of entry for a business. Too many people come online and they get caught up in, again, what they don't have in their financial situation. And you shouldn't be looking for a business opportunity. You shouldn't be looking to go into business because you can't do that on the outside. You can't go want to start a kiosk or an Airbnb business and have no funding. So we can't come online and start crying, right? When there's an investment to learn these things, there's an investment to get positioned. And that's really what it is, an investment to get positioned. So $500 is a low cost of entry for a business that can build you a 5-figure a month income for yourself. Low cost of entry. Number 2, low overall overhead, right? So I run my business for less than $100 a month. Less than $100 a month. I'm able to build my email list. I'm able to send emails. I'm able to, get paid, all the things that run my business and give people the opportunity to learn more about my digital product and buy it. I run that for less than $100. So on average, like master resale rights, as it pertains to digital marketing, digital products, very low overhead. And that's really just digital marketing, period. Ease of entry. So even with low cost of entry, it's the ease of entry. You cannot know anything like my girl Veronica and in 3 weeks' time have a fully set up business and already be out there marketing. So ease of entry, especially with my digital product, right? It's there because if you don't know how to make money online, we overcome that by giving you the instructions. So now there's that ease of I'm investing and I get to instantly move into a place of learning everything that I need to know to either start making my first sale, my first 1,000, whatever your goal is, like ease of entry to get started. High profit margins. So when someone buys the course from me for $500, on average, $485 gets transferred into my business bank account. High profit margins. Steph, where does that $15 go? Stripe or PayPal. Cost of doing business, merchant fees. But guess what? I can start a Stripe account. I can start a PayPal account without any expenses. No credit checks, ease of entry. And with our marketing system, you can actually get started for free. So you don't even have to have, right, a $47 a month overhead if you don't want to, or $27 a month overhead. You can get started and set up. You can set up your entire business for free and begin running and begin making money and never even need to upgrade until your business needs the additional tools. Y'all. And then the last point is high return on investment. So you invest in a master resale rights product, whether it be a $47 ebook, a $500 course, you get it set up, you get out there, you begin selling it because you've acquired these digital marketing skills. Like literally your first sale, your money is back, and now everything else is profit to you. So this is not the kind of business where, oh my gosh, it might take me 5 years. If it takes you 5 years, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. And again, skills, right? Making money is a skill. It means you need to get your skills up. Sometimes we don't want to think it's that easy, but it is. And if we go and talk about everything we talked about earlier, you likely are battling a lot of those feelings we talked about that don't have you doing enough. Again, you take all of this in stride, I'm telling you, you can change your life. You can change your life. So that's why digital marketing, and then for me also master resale rights. That's why that's the model I roll with, I believe in, and I sell. Okay. Number 4. Right now, the system. Okay, this is the system you're going to follow. Right, it's the system for all of us. Number 1, you got to invest. Okay, so whether it's investing into the education, whether it's investing into, master resale right digital products that you can sell or PLR products that you can sell, I do it all. All right, you've got to make an investment, and you will make investments. Right, so in this instance, I'm going to talk about the course. You're going to invest. You're investing so you can take the next step, which is learn. Don't be one of these people that try to go out there and get things going without the knowledge, without getting your skills up. For all the reasons we've talked about in today's Saturday school, right? Once you invest, you're going to then log in and begin to learn from what you invest in. You guys, the emails that I get back from my customers after 7 days in, lately, they've been blowing my mind, right? One gentleman said, going through it, Steph, I see what you've been saying. Like, once you learn these things, no one can ever take them away from you. And he's like, I see why I was struggling trying to use social media prior to this course. Like, the course made him realize exactly why he was struggling and failing using social media, right? Other people saying things like, I wish I would have had this years ago when I started my small business, but it's never too late. People diving in and being amazed with the quality, right, of the training, how concise it is, how on point it is, how instructional it is, how it really is guidance. It's not just gee whiz. It is actionable instructions. So you're going to invest and then you're going to learn. And there's going to be some instances where you will be learning, right, to just help you to kind of like internalize the information. But there's other instances where you're learning and then you need to apply it, right? You need to apply what you learned to get your funnel set up. Apply what you're learning to get your email marketing system set up. Apply what you're learning, right, to establish your brand. Apply what you're learning, right, to begin creating content, right? Like, there are things you're going to want to have a notebook. You're going to be learning. You're going to be taking notes. And you're going to be asking yourself, now, how do I go and apply this to my business? And write this down. If you can just adapt the mindset, like, this is not about a fire hose to the face, but this literally is about, like, again, setting up a plan where as you're learning, what's the next step in my business? And then doing that thing. And then circling back to the course as you need it. And then always getting 1% better, even if it's just every single week. Using the information to help you make better choices, better decisions, to take action better, to start finessing your game a little bit, and just focus on 1% better every single week based upon what you learn. It's impossible to like learn and think you're going to apply everything that you learn in one fell swoop and then never revisit the course. No, this course is at your disposal. Go through it as fast, as slow, come back to it, right? Decide to master certain things. But imagine where you could be if your mindset is, this is my weekly game plan. And maybe this week, I don't have it down that tough, but next week, I'm going to focus a little bit more on my email marketing. I'll get 1% better with my email marketing. I'll get 1% better with my content next week. I'll get 1% better with this element next week. Now, I hope I'm going way deeper than I expected, but I hope you're seeing, like, y'all, because these numbers, 5-figure months, they don't just happen because you want them and because you kumbaya or because you're saying affirmations. You've got to be so doggone intentional. And what I know is that most people, things like intentional and mindful are just new age words out there. You don't know what it means to be mindful. You don't know what it means to be intentional. It means this, what I'm sharing today. So you're going to learn and then you're going to apply. Right? Apply is going to have you getting set up. Apply is going to have you having your funnels, having your email marketings manifested, right? Out there starting to create your content, picking your platform, creating your content, right? All of these individual things. That's what application is, right? And then you're going to start making money. And y'all, making money, right? Again, based upon this system can come from two different ways. It can come because, right, you're like, spiritual dude, I sell domains. So maybe he's not selling all the domains that he wants to sell. He comes into the course, learns these skills, and now guess what? He can apply the skills to better sell his domain. So maybe he makes more money now because of what he's learned in the course and what he's applied. Or maybe someone like Veronica, right, or Tony or Victory, they're like, no, I want to sell this course. So they use the information to get the course set up. And now they get out there and they start helping other people that want to learn how to break free, that want to learn how to use the internet, that want to learn how to replace their income, right? That want to learn how to start making money online, right? Sowing goodwill and helping people realize you need this. Just like I needed this, you need it as well, right? So then we start making money. All right, y'all, that's the system. But can you see why so many people fail online? Because for so many people, they never get started with this system and they don't ever invest. They just try to get out there and do. And that would be like any profession. I can't just get out there and say, I want to be a lawyer and I refuse to invest. Times are tough. I don't have the money. Well, then it's not for me to be a lawyer right now. It's not for me to go to law school right now, if that's the excuse I'm going to use. Okay. Digital marketing, just because these platforms are free, it is not for those that choose to stay inexperienced. I just dropped the mic right there. Those who choose to stay inexperienced, who choose to stay unlearned, who choose not to develop the skills. It's not for that person. Because if anything, you'll become the person that keeps sowing money out there, making other people money, but you're never learning the skills to make you any money. That's no bueno. I don't want that for anybody. When a simple investment into the information can resolve all of that, can get you into a place of being able to call the shots and make the money that you desire on the internet. You, your brand, the people that are already out there, and then you got to learn how to use the digital space. I hope even just seeing that diagram again, like you're realizing, right? Either why you're struggling, why it's not making sense for you, or why people are failing. Huge, right? So please understand the point of it all. When I think about like what I do, the point of it all is to learn and master high income skills so that you can be in control of your individual potential. Never let someone give you an income claim. Never believe an income claim. If someone's sharing their journey, sharing their results, don't take it as an income claim. If anything, look at it as like, wow, I see the potential. Right? So y'all, literally the point of it all for me when I do what I do is I want to help people learn to master these high income skills so that Veronica can be in control of her financial destiny. So that each and every one of us can learn how to write our own checks. So that each and every one of us can learn how to create our own opportunities. When you learn digital marketing, you can literally decide to go out there and sell anything that you desire. Anything that you desire. That's huge. So the way I look at it, what I do, like that is the point for people. That is the point for y'all good people, is to get this so you can get whatever it is that you want. Now, here are the steps you're going to copy. All right. If that was not enough. Number one, okay, you're going to pick a niche of buyers. Is Saturday school lit today or what? You're going to pick a niche of buyers. Think health, wealth, relationships. People that want more money, want to save more money, want to basically up their money game. Health, people that want to improve their health, lose weight. Right? Doctor said I'm going to die if I don't fix my cholesterol. And relationships. This could be personal development, right? And this could be like intimate relationships in terms of relationships. Spouses, that kind of thing. The reason these niches, right, I'm sharing them with you is because these are historically the niches that continue to make money. Regardless of season, regardless of economy, people will spend money and continue to spend money in these niches. Okay, so you want to pick a niche of buyers if you want to make money, right? Second step. You're going to create or license a digital product that is a heck yes to them. There are people out there right now, live, and they'll watch the replay, that as they listen to me, what I'm saying will be a heck yes to them. Buying the course will be a heck yes to them. That is why I sell the course. Because there are just some people that are like, it's a heck yes. I don't like where I am. I don't want to fumble. I don't want to struggle. It's a heck yes. I'm buying it. You want people to say yes to you faster, then you sell them a heck yes digital product. And a heck yes digital product is something where they can see themselves going from island A to island B. They can see themselves going from island A to island B. Unhappy to being happy. No money to making money. Broken marriage to amazing marriage. All right? 50 pounds overweight, right? Lost the 50 pounds. When they see that, wow, I can get my outcome, that digital product becomes a heck yes to them. And when people can realize, like in this instance with my course, the course is more valuable than the $500. I am willing to exchange my $500 for this course because I'm the one that wins. If I keep this $500, right, how am I going to be made better by next week? Where am I giving myself the opportunity to multiply? You know, I learned that many years ago when I took the last of some money to invest in an opportunity. Again, it was another back against the wall moment. I had to do something. And literally I said, okay, I can either use this $200, right? And then by next week, it'll be gone. And my situation will have no way of being improved, or I can bet on myself and use this and put myself in a position to multiply it. 3 weeks later, I was already at $3,000 weeks. 30 days in, I had earned over $6,000. I think it was a very wise decision and a very wise investment. 2 months in, had earned over $17,000. I share these things from experience. Okay? I've made many, many tough decisions over my years. All right. So you want a heck yes offer because that makes people will buy faster from you and sooner from you. All right. Number 3, now you're going to create content on one simple social or content platform to call them in. You guys, you see, I can't make up the system and make up the steps. Your brand, right? Right here. Your customers that are already out there flouncing around, watching free videos, looking for a solution. I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. They're waiting on you, believe it or not. So now you start creating content on one simple platform. Please write this down. Again, I'm trying to give you my plan to copy. Inspirational how-to content will help put you on the map. Inspirational how-to content. Steph, what's inspirational how-to content? Content that teaches the people in your niche how to get the result they want and inspires them to take action. That is what people care about. They don't care about your lifestyle. They don't care about you vlogging about your day. You're nobody to them. Until you're a Lewis Howes, until you're a big name brand where people just follow just to follow. If you want to build your business, you want to build your accounts of an audience that want to buy from you, then you've got to create inspirational how-to content. It is the proven content that will grow your audience. You want to call in people that want a specific result. They want to learn how to make money. They want to learn how to save money. They want to learn how to lose weight. And then in your content, you inspire them to make the decision that's going to help them lose weight, that's going to help them make money. You do that, you'll start to win. Y'all, I just gave a golden nugget right there. Okay, the internet's not just a playground where you just create what you feel, not if you want to grow, not if you want the 5-figure months. You have to be intentional with helping people in a specific niche and becoming their resource, being the person they want to listen to, being the person that says, wow, Steph has the product that I want. Veronica has the product that I want. Wow, I saw XYZ lose a bunch of weight. I want that product because I want to look like them. I want their results. People will buy from you if you create that content. And then step 4, give call to actions and allow the action takers to buy. You get to choose the kind of business you want. I don't get on the phone with people. No, I'm not doing it. I create way too much content that lends to exactly what I do, how I do it, how to get started. I'm not going back and forth. My job is to call in those that see my digital product and buying from me as being a heck yes. So when you're creating your inspirational how-to content, when you hold yourself accountable for always letting your people know, this is where you go if you're ready to start making money online. If you're ready to start learning these digital marketing skills and take your journey seriously, this is where you go to learn more and to purchase, right? If you're ready to get rid of those 50 pounds sooner versus later, and like you love the results you see that I've gotten and you want my blueprint, this is where you go, right? To download my blueprint. This is where you go to get my help. Imagine if you only did that one time a day for 365 days. You knew the niche. You knew the people in the niche that you wanted to help. You knew they wanted help. You knew that they were buyers. You knew that you had a digital product that's a heck yes to them. You showed up every day and you created some kind of content that could be discovered by these people. You inspired them through your how-to content. You allowed them to believe in themselves, believe that they were worth it, believe that your product could help them. You allowed them to see themselves in the outcome. And then you said, here's where you buy. Every day, if that's what your business did, do you think in 365 days you would make money? Do you see how if you've been struggling, you likely could say, Steph, I haven't been doing, that's not at all what my business has been looking like. Y'all, you've needed someone to tell you this. Because for some, you're looking and you're trying to figure out why not me? And I just gave you the breakdown. If you do those things, your business will change. Your business will grow. Most people are not. Most people will not. They'd rather make 8 excuses than just simply buckle down and do those 8 things. What if whatever that goal was you wrote down earlier in this session, whatever that goal was, okay, so for me, 6-figure months. For you, it might be whatever, $10,000 a month, coming off your job, retirement plan, whatever. You wrote it down. Now, what if you're like, those 8 things Steph just rattled off, if those are the only things separating me from this goal, why am I not willing to do it? Right? Why am I not willing to run that play? When that's the great separator, when that's what's separating me from the outcome that I want. Trust me, there is always a reason for why you're not making the money you want to make, getting the results you want, getting the headway, generating the leads, making the movement. There's always a reason. And I am always going to shed light to what is working so that you can vividly see the discrepancies between those that are winning and maybe what you might be doing, or maybe what you thought worked. But as we said, making money is a skill. And we recognize there are things that I'm not doing correctly or that I don't know how to do. As a responsible adult and entrepreneur, we've got to take ownership in that. And we've got to decide to start doing things in a certain way, to start learning what needs to be done, and then doing those things in our business. You're welcome, Dean. And then y'all, the next step is pawn the replay. Pawn the replay, right? Press repeat on 3 and 4. Press repeat on 3 and 4. Create the inspirational how-to content. Give call to actions. Create inspirational how-to content. Give call to actions. Who out there believes you could start making money if you learn how to start doing things maybe just a little bit differently? And maybe for some of y'all, it's completely differently because maybe you were trying to take too many shortcuts. You are looking for things to be easier instead of deciding to get better and to learn these things and become these things and use these things. You don't want the 5-figure months if you're looking for things to be easier. And to be quite honest, if you're anything like the way I thought when I first came online, I would be looking at this as, Steph, thank you for giving me the easy button. You saved me time. You saved me hours of research. You told me that it's not going to get any easier than this. So you saved me time because now I can get down to business. I can start doing these things now. So if you are wanting an easy button, if you are wanting a more direct approach, it's not constantly walking around in a circle, right? Or watching more YouTube videos, hoping people are going to give you the easier button. It's recognizing, well, this is the straight path. And recognizing this is what everyone is doing out there. That's winning. Different platforms, right? Different ways of going about their content, but these are the steps. There are people that are on Instagram winning with 3 and 7-second reels, but guess what? Their reels are sharing inspirational how-to content. I'm winning doing long form content, and every stitch of my content is inspirational how-to. It leaves people better. It creates desire in people. You can do these things, you can win. You guys, this is a work in progress, no lie. This is why for those that purchase the course through me, on a weekly basis, you get to show up and get free mentorship. You get to ask questions. You get to get feedback, get guidance. You get mentorship every single week because it is a process. It's not one and done. So to know you also have that element there, right? To help you in getting this. So you can start riding this digital wave that is right smack dab in front of us. It is here. And the way that I look at it, you're either going to decide to sit on the sand, holding on to fears of not being able to swim or fears of not knowing how to get on a surfboard, and you're going to watch people get out there and give this a try and change their lives. Do you want to ride the wave? Do you want to watch? Like, that's just where we are because we've simplified and dumbed down learning this so that anyone that wants to learn how to become a pro and go pro can do it. Huge. Now I'm going to talk about 2 time-sensitive opportunities. Number 1, my mentorship. So I have a private mentorship hub. And right now, y'all, that's being reworked. So I'm adding some really good stuff to it. This is the last month. You can get that for free. Starting in August, as I move into my 17th year in business, it will be an add-on that people can choose to add on. And it will not only just be the hub, but it will also be additional calls throughout the month as well. So it'll be a completely different mentorship opportunity. It will not be given. For those that come in now, right, it's included and you'll remain access to it. For those that get started in August or later, it's now a financial decision that has to be made, right, if you want that additional mentorship. What's already in there is bananas. What's being added, over the top. All right. So for the action takers, you get started now, that's included. On top of that, with the digital marketing course with master resale rights that I sell, the Roadmap 3.0. Okay. If you've been severely on the outside, you don't know what's going on, there changes are happening where the main community, the owners, are deciding to go with a different model, kind of like an affiliate model. This is why I said having MRR where you can download the material is powerful, because I don't want an affiliate direction. I love master resale rights. I love being able to make money and be in ownership and control. So that's what my community continues to do. We're still rolling with MRR. We will forever roll with MRR. However, for anyone that purchases right now up until launch of the new roadmap, which is going to be called Roadmap Exclusive, you'll be grandfathered into that as well. So you'll have 2 business models and 2 courses because they're going to be redoing the course material for that particular community. So you could honestly offer master resale rights for people that are like, yes, like I want ownership and control. Like you will never sway me from this. I'm not going to an affiliate model as my front end money. I will always control my front end money. But then you also, if anything, you'll get to benefit from the new material in the roadmap as well. And Zach and Hannah never disappoint. Never disappoint. So if anything, that is a reason. So you will honestly have a choice. And you'll be able to give people a choice. Maybe someone does want to roll with that new model. You'll be able to sell them that. And from my understanding, the price is not solidified, but it's likely going to be more than the $497 or the $500 that I sell it for, because they want the affiliate split to be about that for people that sell it. Purchasing now or already being in. When they launch this, which will be next month, so you don't have a lot of time, you'll be given an invitation to be grandfathered in, which means no additional cost. And you'll have 2 courses for the price of 1, as well as 2 opportunities for the price of 1 if you want to take advantage of it. Right? Both are timely. Both are timely. Right? Now I'm going to keep drawing attention to these things to make sure that people know. But if you're anything like me where you're like, no, Steph, I love the MRR. I want to put it out there. This is a community where that's what we're rolling with. Like that's all that I focus on is the MRR. Right? So you get the course, you can download the course. I have my own welcome modules that indoctrinate you really, really smoothly into what all this is, and you know what you're looking forward to. And then you get access to the entire Roadmap 3.0 course, right? Where you get to dive in and you begin to learn. And you get the license to be able to sell it for 100% profits. Such a sweet opportunity. Right? And I'd be doing people a huge disservice by not making sure more people know what's at hand, what's at stake, and how literally you can decide to get more. All right. To get started, all you got to do is go to the link down below in the description. GoProWithSteph.com. Right? If anyone has any questions here, feel free. I'm just going to chime in or pop over here and see. The information and content in that hub is prices. Ooh, baby, then you just wait. You just wait. It's going to get better and better. I'm riding the wave and also glad I got in. I am so glad that you're here too, Arnice. Yes, exactly. So glad you got in. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I don't see any, hold on one second. You ladies in the comments all doing good. Making money with stuff. So you know what? I'm going to talk about that for a second, because again, that's a mindset shift that we as opportunity seekers or people need to get a handle on as well. No, it's not about making money with me. They buy a course. It's like going to Harvard. What you decide to do with the information is up to you. How you decide to make use of office hours every week is up to you. How you decide to follow through is up to you. Now, what I can tell you is I get amazing feedback all the time. So yesterday, someone texted me out of nowhere, and I'm going to read it, because it like really blew me away. I was like, what's this from? Where is she? I get a text out of nowhere. Thank you, Steph. And I'm like, for what? I knew the person, right? This is her response. Always willing to help with anything. It's rare you find people actually wanting to help others succeed. I think that's one of the reasons you are successful in this space and people trust you, because you care. I can't help anyone make money. All I can do is provide the resources and do what I'm doing, being transparent about what it takes. And here's the thing, y'all, I learned this many years ago. calling in those that were going to make it happen anyways. They were just looking for the right information, the right person. My success was never going to be dependent upon one person showing up for me or one of anything. I was always going to be successful. And because I was committed to that, I've invested into resources and mentorship and coaching and all kinds of things over the years because there was only one option, and that was to succeed. Right? So it's not about, are you making good money working with me? They're getting solid instruction. They're getting solid guidance. I have people that have started whole businesses that are not even selling the course because of what they learned in the course that helped them start their businesses and have made first sales, gotten first clients, right? That's what it's about. Not knowing how to do these things and now knowing how to do these things. But literally everything I shared in today's live stream alone, if someone, like I said at the beginning, took it to heart, made it personal, you would realize, and this is not to scold, but y'all, these are the mindset tweaks we got to work on. Because what if everyone in the chat said, yo, I'm making $1 gazillion a year with stuff? It means nothing for you. By the same token, if people are like, no, I'm still figuring this out. If you allow that to mean something about your success, right, then it means we're focused on the wrong thing. We should always look at anything as this is my shot. All I've got to know, right, is that people are already winning with it. That's all I've ever needed. And for me, I'm going to say some as a mic drop here. If you can't see the opportunity in it for yourself, it doesn't matter how well anyone else is doing. You've got to be able to like see what I shared today and say, wow, like I am not missing this. I am going to ride this wave because I see this for myself. That's the mindset that takes us places. That's the mindset. That's the mindset that has allowed some of the people I've mentored over the years to go on and out earn me. Because it's never about like big bank is up top. No, my job is one job period. And that is to inspire the go-getters and to let them know that if you want to win, this is what you need. And I'm here to support you. That's my job. I don't create income for anyone. I believe I call in people that are looking for something more and looking for the information, right, and the person to follow. Yeah, and I have, and that's the thing is I have helped a lot of people through this course make their first dollars, right? Go on to make a lot of money. I've inspired a lot of people. That's what's so powerful about this. And that's why I love selling information with the opportunity. Is because I get to inspire and call in people that want to learn, that want to get it for themselves, that want to be in good company, right? And that are ready to be responsible for their own growth, regardless what anyone else is doing or not doing. That does not make a difference, because if it did, then that's saying that something is responsible when it's always we are responsible. I hope that makes sense, right? I hope that makes sense. So like, I'm happy to get that question, and I don't feel any kind of way about it outside of like, we need to reprogram our thinking, because it's just never about me in terms of making money, right? I'm just, if anything, I'm a catalyst. I help you connect the dots, right? I'm that mentor that a lot of people wish they had, because most people invest or throw away their money and then have no one there to help or support them. And like that text that I read, I get those kind of things all the time. I get those emails all the time. I get those comments on my videos all the time. And if more people were willing to be about that and they didn't just sell it, but they actually backed it up, I believe there would be a lot more people that would be steady in working this thing and believing in themselves. But so many give up because they feel like no one cares anyways. While that should never be a reason, there are people where, again, just knowing someone's showing up for me and being there to help me, it keeps them in the game and playing longer and going for it. So my job is always, I want to be an example. I want to be an inspiration. I want everyone to know what is possible, right? And to decide to leverage the tools, to leverage my frameworks, to leverage my mentorship, to help you get whatever it is you want out of this. All right. So you guys, again, timely, right, on those actions, timely on those bonuses, timely on those extra things. All right. Again, the link is down below in the description. You take the first step, and I got your back. And that's not just cliche. I do. Every single week, you get mentorship. you're moved into the bonus mentorship hub. And after August, right, or August 1st, anyone that wants that moving forward, new customers, they'll have to pay for it. It'll be in addition to my business, right? It'll be in addition to my business, all right? And also with office hours, because it's a part of our course community, you get to offer office hours to your people as well. So when you start selling the course, if you decide to sell the course in this way, when your customers log in, they're going to see where they get access to office hours on Tuesdays as well, right? So that support is there for our community, not just for my customers, for our community, right? That's the role that I took on, right, when I decided to keep this MRR going, right, for our community and for anyone that's coming in, moving forward. So you guys have a fantastic weekend. Take action. Go back, watch the replay if you need to. Take it to heart. Take it personal, right? And decide to figure out where you are in all of this and to go to exactly where you need to go, right, on that list, in that system, and get started, right? If it's invest in the course and let's go, right? Invest in the course, let's go. Let's begin to work this system so that you can begin to ride this wave. All right. I really hope that you guys are leaving better than when you came. Take action. I look so forward to seeing you inside of the community, meeting you on office hours this Tuesday, right? And just seeing you along this journey. Have a great day, guys. Again, take action. Go pro with Steph.com. Click the link down below in the description. And if you do have any questions, right, feel free to email me. Be more than happy to answer them to help you get in. Bye-bye.